The country celebrating a milestone in rugby after winning a 4th Rugby World Cup trophy. You're looking at visuals of all the fans right now, so excited in terms of what's expected today when the Springboks touch down at OR Tambo International Airport. The team there as well, making sure they get all the visuals for you in case you're missing out. You didn't get a chance to, of course, make your way to the OR Tambo International Airport. We'll be hearing from the fans. We'll be expecting a media briefing as well in terms of what Captain Siya Kolisi as well as Coach Jacques Nina and the rest of the team in terms of their experience and how they feel regarding this historic win. We're talking here 4 times title champions, but also, of course, a very big win for South Africa. Let me touch base with the team, the sports team and Gareth Edwards, who are currently in OR Tambo, just to see, of course, what's currently happening there. And I mean, I can see definitely fans coming with their placards, coming to celebrate with the Boks, but you have a better experience from where you stand in terms of what you see and what you hear. How's it going there, Gareth? Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome back to OR Tambo in what is now 47 minutes after 9 o'clock. We are expecting the touchdown of the Springboks at 25 minutes after 10 o'clock. From there, it's going to be about half an hour, 45 minutes for them to make their way into what can only be described as a scrum of fans. It has gotten incredibly busy in the last hour as well. We have 3 levels. We have the ground level that is nearly full to capacity. There's some spaces, there's a few people standing off to the side. Then we have the level that I'm currently sitting on with Vato and Gobeni, people starting to crowd around. And then we go up another level as well, with people starting to lean against the balustrades, the number of South African flags, the number of vuvuzelas, the number of people who've made time to come out to OR Tambo. They're going to be here all day as well as me. Welcome back the gladiators of the Rugby World Cup. It's been a long flight for them. They are on their way now. They should be crossing over into South Africa's borders fairly soon. 25 minutes after 10 o'clock is their touchdown. It's going to be that moment. Vato and Gobeni, head of ESCA Sport, and Siya Kolisi coming out with that trophy in his hand. That's what we're all waiting for.
Without a doubt, Gareth, you're going to hear the roar when that trophy comes out. I think we heard it on Saturday from across the country. And you know, when the whistle went, when Wayne Barnes blew that whistle, the country erupted. You know, it's been scenes of euphoria since then. People have hardly slept. People have been begging for the public holiday. Yes, we've been granted it, but only on the 15th of December. But I think we're already on holiday. In holiday mode. The matrix, good luck to them, and how they're gonna navigate through this exam period. But I think South Africans are just happy. You know, we've had too few moments this year to celebrate as a nation and be happy. And this is our moment to be happy. And this is gonna go on, Gareth, I reckon, for a number of days, a number of weeks. And when this trophy straw again starts next year, you know, the party will start all over again. And I can tell you now, Gareth, in the test matches that are coming up next year, I think Ireland are coming to South Africa. Those stadiums are going to be packed all the way until the 2027 Rugby World Cup. This team has not only made, I think, the rugby proud, but they've made South Africa proud. Don't forget, also have our cricket boys out in India. They've only lost 1 game. They're playing New Zealand today. So, again, tomorrow, Gareth, they're playing New Zealand. So if they win that game, they guarantee a spot in the semi-finals of the World Cup. And dare I say this, Gareth, we could find ourselves with 2 World Cup titles sitting in this country by Christmas.
And especially the way the Proteas have been playing, all bets are certainly on their side as well. Apart from the Proteas, which we hope, if they were to go on and win the Cricket World Cup, would be back here again for them. But just to orientate viewers as well, we also have the South African Police Service Band. They've been getting the crowd ready. We have an incredible sound system as well. So what's going to happen is, if we take one of our wide shots, we're going to see the police beginning to line up. The Springboks are going to walk up, and at that moment, you and I, Vata, won't even hear ourselves because of the noise. We're going to have Siya Kolisi with the Rugby World Cup. We're going to have Jacques Nina, we're going to have Rassi, we're going to have Fafi. They're all going to come through there. They're going to make their way left. At that point, I imagine the singing of the national anthem.
Yes, we heard earlier on the singing of the national anthem. And that was quite moving. And they played the original rendition of Boks Celebration Africa. So, you know, by Enoch Sotongwe. And again, you could see the South Africans, you know, they felt it. It's a prayer. It's a prayer for God to bless South Africa. And boy, has God blessed South Africa. In 1995, he blessed us with this wonderful trophy. And at a moment where this country needed to unite, and we were able to unite. And again, it was the Bokke that united South Africa. In 2007, the same happened again. You know, at a time where politically this country, you know, was not in a good place, and we started load shedding then. And again, the Springboks went to Paris, and they came back with the trophy, reminding us of how, when we are united people, what you can actually achieve. And in 2019, you know, again, politically we were not in a good place. Financially, the country was not in a good place. And it was the Springboks under Siya Kolisi, the first black Springbok captain, and he became the first black man to lift the Webb Ellis Trophy, the Webb Ellis Trophy, united this country. And you know, we needed it so badly this year. And the Springboks again stood up, and they came and they united us. So I've got no doubt that when the rendition of the national anthem plays, this place is going to be reminded again of what Boks Celebration Africa means, what the Springboks mean, and what sport actually means to this country, and what, you know, our motto says, you know, united in our diversity. You know, you won't find a country in the world as diversified as South Africa, but also as united as South Africa. We are a miracle.
And you're quite right. If you look at 2019 politically, not in a good place as a country, and I would contend right now, 2023, next year's the elections, not in a good place politically as well. Financially, you mentioned that in 2019, a better place than we are now, but not great. We have medium-term budget policy statements this coming week. So financially, politically, almost mirroring, almost echoing what you're saying from 2019 as well. So the country does need this as well. And what we're going to be finding out from our viewers a little bit later, we'll be getting messages in from our viewers on Facebook, on X, it's at ENCA on X, by the way, ENCA or ENCA News on Facebook. What a lot of people are wanting, it's almost this escapism. They don't want to know about politics. They don't want to know about the finances of the country. Everyone knows that. Today is just a day to celebrate, and I think we should be allowed to do that.
No, without a doubt, Gareth, we should be allowed to do that. I think for the next week, we need to celebrate. We need to feel good. But again, after the celebrations, after the trophy tour, South Africa needs to get working. The government needs to start implementing some of the things they talk about. We see municipalities in dire straits. Financially, we're seeing a lack of service delivery. There are protests everywhere, Gareth. And yes, let's revel in this moment, let's enjoy it, let it soak in. But it needs to be a reminder that nothing good comes out without us working.
I just want to interrupt quickly. I just want to take us down, team, if we could. Someone from SA Rugby, I think, is talking. Let's go down, take a listen quickly.
House rules of the house rules, and they're saying the Bokke are 30 minutes away from touching down at OR Tambo International Airport. Guys, the goosebumps. They are almost here. They are almost here. And I think the most important thing is the Webb Ellis Trophy. Everybody wants to see it again. That is the one thing I think that has reminded us of who we are as South Africans. And yes, we want to see Siya Kolisi, we want to see Rasmus Naba, the 100 Pollars of this world, the Ebenetebets, the Bongi Mbonamis, but that little trophy called Bull, when he steps in through those doors.
I want to pick up on that because I want to bring into the conversation Professor Andre Odendaal. Prof, I hope you can hear me. I hope I can hear you over this noise at OR Tambo. Of course, everyone knows you from your own incredible sporting career and author as well. But Vato Ngobeni making such a good point that if you look at the caliber of our players in the Rugby World Cup squad and in that final, you mentioned the names like Khaleesi, you mentioned the names like Oxenje, Umbanambi, all of those players. It starts to paint a very good picture that we have a very rich history and culture of black rugby in our country, and we're seeing that coming through. Do you think we're seeing enough of it, Prof? Good morning, I hope you can hear me. Prof, I'm going to just ask you a favor. If you could just unmute yourself, Prof. I think your Zoom might be on mute. And maybe just start your response again for me. Morning, Prof. All right, looks like what we're going to do, Vita, we'll go back to the good Prof later, and he's one of those that's going to explain to us just the significance of black players in our history. Because let's not forget, while 1995 was a big turning point, black rugby at the time was not very well recognized. I would argue, not recognized at all. Look at 95, compare us to now, Vita.
No, without a doubt. I think, look at the team in 1995. There was only one black player, and that was Chester Williams. And he only came in later on the tournament. If you remember, there was a Battle of Boot Erasmus, where South Africa played Canada, and we had James Dalton and Peter Hendricks red carded out of the tournament. Before then, prior to then, Chester Williams, the late Chester Williams, had been injured, and that opened the door for him to come into the tournament itself. And then when he came in, that quarterfinal against Samoa, he scored 4 tries, and he became the poster boy of the Springboks and of the tournament.
And now we've got even more poster boys, poster heroes coming through as well. Vato Ngomeni, head of ENCA Sport, he's going to start